Hello, everybody. Welcome to Josh Dell'Aria's Musical Escapades. My name's Josh Dell'Aria, your host, and today I have some amazing, great bluegrass music to share with you guys. So last year I had heard it advertised on my indie radio station that Steep Canyon Rangers was coming to the Bijou Theater here in Knoxville, and unfortunately at the time I still worked at the hotel, and I was still working nights, and so it wasn't really feasible for my schedule for me to be able to go. But I did decide to look up Steep Canyon Rangers' music since I had never heard of them before. And I had found that they had released a new album at the time called Out in the Open, early on in 2018. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, it did actually take me some time to come to like these guys' music. I definitely didn't really fall for it right away, but as I took more time to get to know their music as the year went on, I started liking it more and more and more. And so by the time the end of the year had rolled around, I had fallen so much in love with this song that I nominated it for the top 20, and it got about as close as it could get to the top 20 without actually making it. So many times when I'm doing top 20s, there are oftentimes songs that are pretty much neck and neck with other songs. So there can be instances where I feel like there are a couple of songs that could really be in a certain position, and it's hard for me to figure out which one belongs higher. And it's almost like I have to split hairs to figure out. Sometimes just like one little detail in a song can make a big difference in terms of getting you an extra spot up. So Steep Canyon Rangers had a song, Farmers and Pharaohs, last year that was basically in that kind of a battle with another song, Joe Satriani's song, Energy. And the funny thing is that this doesn't happen very often, but they were actually vying for that last spot in the top 20, the number 20 spot. And unfortunately, I did end up going with Joe Satriani's Energy. But I do want to make the point that it really takes nothing away from Steep Canyon Rangers and what they do with their music. It is really fascinating, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it a ton. So without further ado, let me get down to it. This is Steep Canyon Rangers with Farmers and Pharaohs.
And Pharaohs, don't let your one true love go. And she will comfort you in your darkest dreams. She will wash all your troubles clean. And I learned the hard way, now it's too late. If I could take back that very day, if she comes, come calling, she runs, she will not run alone. If she falls, I fall with her. This time I will not let her go. All those crops that we planted, how I took them for granted. By the time I turned and looked to see, there was nothing but dust beneath my feet. And I learned the hard way, now it's too late. If I could take back that very day, if she calls, I come calling. She runs, she will not run alone. If she falls, I fall with her. This time I will not let her go. take back that very day. If she calls, I come calling. She runs, she will not run alone. If she falls, I fall with her. This time I will not let her go. This time I will not let her go. All you farmers and Pharaohs.
All right, well, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start at the start here, and I'm actually going to go through some of these instrumentals, and then I'll cover the vocals after I do all the instrumental stuff. But I want to start at the start again just to show you how precise these instruments are. See, there's a lot of notes that guitar is playing, and to play each one of them in the manner that they're playing them is actually really difficult. It takes a lot of work, a lot of practice to get each one of those notes to sound like it's supposed to. And I really commend these guys on doing that, because I think that's not an easy task. And I also want to get into these solos because I think they have great precision as well. Yeah, see, I think what's cool about this is that every note is once again right on the money, right where it's supposed to be. Now, granted, I do think in these solos they could have used a little bit better contour and spacing, but overall playing the notes, they all sound crisp and clear, and I think a lot of musicians will wind up blowing that kind of stuff off, and that would make their solos actually sound really terrible. I think a lot of times musicians don't really realize how important that is, to be able to play something clearly and articulately, and that way they make sure that there's no mistaking what somebody hears. Now, on the contrary, where they do have some great contour and some great spacing is in this little interlude between the verses. Isn't that really beautiful? It just sounds amazing. Okay, now let me turn to the vocals and the lyrics and all that type of stuff. So I'm going to go ahead to the first verse here, and I want you to pay attention to how clear the lead singer's voice is.
All you farmers and Pharaohs, don't let your one true love go.
Yeah, do you hear that? Every word that he sings, you can pretty well understand. You don't really need to try to decipher what he's saying. And I think that really makes a big difference in the way that we can understand a song like that. Because then you can figure out exactly what he's talking about much faster. And you don't have to worry about whether he might be saying one word or another. It's clear to you exactly what they're talking about. I also think their vocabulary is incredible as well. So I want to play the second verse here for you. And just listen to some of the phrases they say in here.
All those crops that we planted, how I took them for granted. By the time I turned and looked to see, there was nothing but dust beneath my feet.
Yeah, see, the thing is, they don't necessarily use a lot of big words, but the way they put these phrases together is really what matters more to me when I think about vocabulary. The way they put these together is just incredible. It just I think some of these phrases are just awesome. All these crops that you planted, how we take them for granted. Just the way that those two lines fit together is amazing. And by the time I looked up to see, there was nothing but dust beneath my feet. All that type of stuff. It gives you some really great imagery into exactly what they're talking about. So it is unfortunate that this song didn't quite make the top 20, but I think you guys can see pretty well whenever I have honorable mention songs, which is every single year, why I always say that these songs deserve a ton of credit, and I always say that they're amazing songs because I could see them being on the top 20. And so that's why I think it is really such an honor even to get nominated for the top 20. So that's all I have to say on this song. Thank you all for watching, and I do want to give a big thank you to Kissy and Catherine from Lodos Nile, as well as Steep Canyon Rangers manager Stacy for giving me permission to play the song for you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys want to check out more of Steep Canyon Rangers' music, you can visit them at their website, steepcanyon.com. And I've been finding a ton of great music lately for some completely out of nowhere artists. So how do you know if you're one of those artists? Well, there's only one way that you can answer that question for certain, and that's if you send me your music. So you can do that either by my email at joshdell'Ariasmusicalescapades@gmail.com, or by my Facebook, facebook.com/JoshD'sMusicalEscapades, or in the comments below right here. And I will definitely take the time to listen to it, and you never know, it could wind up right here on my show. Thank you all again for watching, and until next time, go make great music, everybody.